Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel and like this content and video, please do consider to subscribe and leave a comment as well. And today's special is Burelu or also Poornalu, which we call it in Telugu. So there might be many videos on Purnam Burelu. So what's so special in this video is there are two techniques, tips and which I'm gonna share in this video using an air fryer as well as deep fried. So don't miss out, do check complete video. Take 1 cup of rice flour and add half cup of water. So this batter should be very thick and we'll rest it for at least 1 hour. As shown here, the consistency should be this thick. Then in a bowl we'll take half cup of urad dal and soak it for 2 to 3 hours, and also we'll take half cup of chenna dal, wash it and soak it for at least 1 hour. So we'll keep this aside. So after 1 hour you can see chenna dal you can break easily, and then we'll add half cup of water into this. So the water level should be just touching on the top layer of this dal. Then I'm using instant pot. You can use a regular pressure cooker as well. So in instant pot or even in pressure cooker, just add 2 cups of water at bottom and on place a trivet, and on top you can put this ball of chana dal, and we'll turn on this instant pot at manual 9 on vent mode. So meanwhile it's cooking, we can see if urad dal has been soaked properly, and then transfer it into a blender and make it into a very fine smooth paste. So this consistency should be very smooth. It shouldn't be any coarse granules. So just grind it such a way that it's very smooth in texture, and take the rice flour mixture. Into that we'll add the urad dal as well. If needed, we'll add a little bit more water, so that the consistency of the batter should be very thin if you are deep frying, like dosa batter. But if you are air frying, it should be thick, otherwise it won't be holding the texture properly. You can see our chana dal has also been cooked, and it needs to be cooked properly, so that it needs to be smoothly grinded in the blender. So even with the hand you can see we can mash it properly, otherwise we'll be adding just little bit more water into this while blending and make it into a very smooth paste to make the puran. Turn on the stove and take a pan. We'll add just 1 teaspoon of water into this, and then add half cup of jaggery. So the water shouldn't be more, otherwise the puran won't be holding properly later. So once it becomes very smooth, we'll add a teaspoon of ghee here, so that this ghee we can add it at a later point of time also, but as I'm using the steel pan, it's better to use right now. If you're using a non-stick pan, you can very well do it at a later point of time, but otherwise it might be sticking very much on a steel pan. So at this point, once it's becoming a bit thick, we'll be adding this chana dal paste and mix it well. Add about 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom powder or elaichi powder and mix it well. So on low medium flame we'll be mixing this thoroughly, and once it becomes very thick enough where it is holding properly to the spoon, you can turn off the flame and keep it aside. Once it's cooled down, we'll just add a teaspoon of ghee here and mix it properly, and take a puri size ball and make all the balls and keep it ready. So the puran balls itself looking so yummy and delicious, isn't it? Like just wanted to have that sweet instead of making the deep fried version again. But this gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna show air fried as well as deep fried version, so stay tuned. For air fried version, just make sure the batter is very thick. Using one hand we'll put the ball and the other hand will just roll it this batter, and on an air fryer tray we'll add a parchment paper so that it's not sticking onto the tray, and also it's very helpful while cleaning. So we'll add ghee on parchment paper as well as onto the balls. Just a drop of ghee should be good because it enhances the flavor as well as the texture as well as the taste overall. And we'll turn on air fryer at 350 Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. So after half the time we'll be checking on it and see how well it's been cooking, or if needed more time based on the temperature and settings of your air fryer. But to me it's perfect, like for in 10 minutes it was done. So we'll flip it halfway and then we'll get ready with the deep fried version as well. So our yummy and healthy version of air fried Poornalu are now ready. You can see how well it's done. And for the deep fried one, so let's get started in making of the deep fried version. As we know, it's very thick. We'll add a little bit more water into this batter and make sure it's very thin, like a dosa batter. Once the batter is been set properly with the consistency needed, we'll turn on the stove again. On a pan we'll add oil for deep frying. So we'll add required amount of oil for deep frying and add one ball at a time, and then it will be very easy here because it's just rolling in the thinner batter and using your fingers just drop it into the oil very carefully. After like couple of minutes you can see it will be lightly golden brown, and then you can flip it onto the other side. Once it's fried properly on this medium flame, we'll take it into a plate. So just add tissue paper so that excess oil will be released into the paper, and we'll be following the same process either in deep fried or air fried version. So both the versions of Poornalu is now ready, deep fried as well as air fried. I hope you enjoyed checking this video, and do try and let me know how it turned out to you. You can very well make this ahead of time for any of the parties or festival, and serve your guest very hot. If you have oven or air fryer, either of the versions, you can just keep it in the oven or air fryer for a couple of minutes in air fry mode or even at warm mode, so that it will be very hot. So here the left side is deep fried and the right side is air fried one. Though many of us might have tried deep fried, but I would definitely recommend it to try the air fried one as well, because after trying myself this couple of times, I'm gonna do it more air fry next time than deep fried. I would definitely recommend it. Please do try and make it. The texture looks slightly hard on air fryer and a bit dry on top layer, but after having it you really don't feel much difference with the deep fried and air fried. So please do try air fry one. Good news is, if you do not have an air fryer, you can still very much do it with very less oil using a ape pan. So please do try it, and if you like my tips and also this video, please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.